Anne Bancroft was the first woman to reach the North and South Poles on foot and was inducted to the National Women's Hall of Fame in 1995. Liv Arneson was the first woman to ski to the South Pole. The two teamed up in 2000 to become the first women to ski across Antarctica. Anne and Liv lead a group of women from 6 continents that make up a team called Access Water. Together they traveled 2,252 kilometers over 60 days to highlight the importance of providing people around the world with access to clean water. Access Water members Ulfan from Israel, and Krishna from India, and Jiao Jiao from China.
You know, it's in India and in China the biggest challenge to get access to fresh water, and then we need the youth of both countries to bring to. And Jiao Jiao told us, if you want the Chinese youth, you have to come to China. So here we are.
I got a lot of energy bringing the team to my hometown because I think it's very important to our children. China has the biggest population in the world, so the choice of the children will have a very significant impact on the world. If we got a good choice, the right choice, we will change like 1/5 of the world. We're going to Jingha River, and it's the upstream of the Yangtze River. This is Mr. Feng Chun, Yao Ge. He was the first person on the Yangtze River 30 years ago.
Anne, you ready?
I have never been here before. It's December and we're putting on sunscreen, but that's for just UV.
We have experience to say what we're saying, or we have a little bit of an insight that normal people don't have. So we bring something forward. If we just come to China and start speaking about water, they're going to be like, who the hell are you?
I think adventure and engagement and education is a great mix.
In the last weeks, we also visit my hometown, Jianshui. And we also visit the terraced field, the World Heritage Site in Yuanyang.
This was amazing. We went up early and got the sunrise over the water the terraces. It was pretty cloudy, but still we could see a little bit sun, a little bit blue sky in the terraces. I've been thinking all the hours that had created these terraces. And I was just thinking about the future, all the hours we have to work to, to raise awareness. You just have to have the patience to continue to educate, to inform young people about the urgency of access to fresh water.
Rivers all around the world are used as drainage systems. They are not rivers anymore. Even in India, for that matter, Kanpur, the most densely populated cities on the Ganga, does not treat its sewage before it gets into the river. In 2015, even in my head, I'm just like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, it's the most basic, and why can't we as people put our foot down and say, no, I want a sewage treatment plant and my shit is not going into the river.
When I eat Ganges, I saw the change of the water from green to grey to brown to black.
Some kids that live in big cities, they don't see where the water comes from, but they are living next to Ganges and can see how polluted it is, and they understand that they see that the fish is sick, has cancer, so they know and understand that something is wrong, even if I don't think they see what can they do.
I will just preface that by saying that every expedition we do, the most important thing is not the expedition itself, it's the education.
30 years ago, there is no population, no villages on the river. But today, more populations live on the river. A lot of population means we got more energy from the river. So the government planned 14 power stations. Now they have built 9 power stations on the river. We can see before a lot of falls falling from the mountains, but now it's disappeared because the diversity of the plant and the animals get reducing in this area.
To tell the young people to protect the water, like show them or something else.
We have lessons that we have on our website, so we hope that you look at those, and then there'll be things to do within those lessons for clean water in your area. And then
You can't just Skype your, relationships from afar. You have to come meet people eye to eye and really talk about your passions and what you want to do to change the world.
你们的梦想是什么呢？
Holidays all the time.
还有吗？
I want to be a teacher.
My dream is like you to go to the North Pole. I think you are really brave, actually.
And all my friends were dreaming about a husband, fancy car, and a great house. And it was my turn. I said, well, my dream is to ski to the South Pole. And I still remember their reaction. It's stupid, it's impossible, it's a boy's dream.
I was the only woman on an 8-person team, so I always joke that I traveled with 7 men and 49 male dogs. Eventually, we would meet as 2 women who were sort of dreaming in a man's world. We found each other. We didn't get to our childhood dream until we were in our upper 40s. So you have to hold strong to the things that you feel passionate about. They don't always come quickly.
希望你们的梦想很大，梦想有多大，我们还是多大。谢谢大家。有没有什么要发誓出现干嘛？
The first time I went to the South Pole, I had many children with curriculum following along all over the United States. And when I doubted myself that I could achieve my goal, I turned around and I looked at my heavy sled and I imagined 300,000 children following. And I felt strength because I had purpose beyond my own goal.
I think having an all-women group is really powerful because it's very unusual in most places. Then we get more focused also. But Anne and I, we chose to have an all-women group because women are peacemakers. They want solutions. They don't take to weapons.
One of the first things that I was asked was, what did you feel as a woman on top of Everest? And I was so shocked by that question because I said I didn't feel like a woman on top of Everest. I hardly felt like a soul, not even a person sometimes.
As I started to talk with people on the Ganges, or the Ganga as we call it, they sometimes were frustrated with their governments because they weren't working fast enough to clean the water. I would say I have the same frustrations you do. Our next big river would be a river in the Western country where there is an assumption that there is no problem, but the problem is brewing all the time.
So to tell a government that they're doing the wrong thing is a very, very hard job. So we're taking the higher route by going through education. It's definitely not easy. You know, these children are going to be the government officers tomorrow. So it's hope to action. So we hope that the next generation is smarter than the one that we are.
The Chinese government is very, very aware that their resources are finite. And they've got some huge challenges, much like India, in terms of population and rapid growth. The human appetite is enormous. We've got to drive the engine. It's not top down, it's right here at ground level.
Global cooperation is the way in which we are going to solve our greatest challenges. And water, fresh water around the world, no matter where you come from, is under great assault. Underneath the ground, our water table, I know, is in trouble. We're consuming more than the resource can handle. And so our job as a team of 8 is to continue to learn from each other, be inspired by each other, and share each other's culture and continents with each other, and then out to all of you.
Our plan today is to ski to the South Pole, and because Antarctica is the biggest freshwater resource. Both Anne and I know that will be very challenging for us because we are in the 60s now, and we can, 11 years from now we will be in our 70s. So that's very inspiring to have such a young team, so that we just have to keep up with them.